drugs. My father was on drugs. They both were addicted to crack in the 80s. I don't know if it was one of them or both of them, but somebody had an addictive personality. And some may say, it's genetics, right? If your parents are on drugs, then it's a good chance you may be on drugs. You would never know. I never know. But I think for me, I remember, my father, giving me a cup of the beer and letting me sip some beer. It wasn't harmful, right? Back then, I don't think the awareness was at an all-time high. Like, nobody looked at you like you was crazy if you let your child take a sip of wine or a sip of beer. But I rarely can remember or seen a parent or guardian letting their child drink liquor or take a sip of the liquor. I think it was just a little bit too hard, probably. And it wasn't no harm in it. Nobody never looked at anybody and say you're neglecting the child. It was just something like, you're the parent and you know what you're doing. Mind your business. Keep it moving. As I got older, I started to see like ads and like billboards of like people smoking cigarettes. And I remember how they used to promote cigarettes, man. Like, I'm talking about like really promote cigarettes like it's the cool thing to do. Commercials, they promoted beer. I remember seeing cool, what's his name? Smooth Billy D, like promoting 40s, Coke 45s. I remember seeing people with Sellums and Newports on billboards and commercials. And when you seen a person smoke, it seemed like that was the coolest thing to do. And between my 6th grade and 8th grade years, right, it was like, I don't know if it was a learned behavior, if it was just curiosity, or if it was peer pressure. Maybe it was all three of them. Because it was definitely like put in our face. As a child, you would see it on commercials, you would see it on billboards, and you would see your parents do it. As a child, your parents will let you take a sip of the beer or let you take a sip of the wine. And then when you see your peers doing it, it's like, why not? So it had to be a mixture of both. And I would drink liquor, I would drink beer. We would get the beer, like it would be a guy, we would call them junkies, and they would be sitting next to the deli. We give them 50 cents, yo, get us a beer. And then we're paying 50 cents. Yo, go get us, I smoke a little bit of weed. Yo, we'd tell somebody older, yo, can you get us a wrap? Can you get us a Philly? And they'd do it for us. And it's crazy, but it was that simple back in the day. So I smoke some cigarettes every now and then. I smoke weed every now and then. And I drink, like I said, I drink wine, I drink beer. Between 6th and 8th grade, I go to school high, I come home high. But it wasn't an everyday thing. I think between 9th and 12th grade is when I slowed down and then I completely stopped the cigarettes and the weed. I was becoming an athlete, playing basketball, swimming. And as I got older, I felt like it wasn't one of those cool things to do. Like, oh, you smoke. Like, I felt like I was too cool to smoke cigarettes and smoke weed. Like, nah, I'm just too cool for that. Like, everybody gonna be looking at me like, nah. But I did continue to drink. And that felt like the cool thing to do. 16, 17, 18, I looked a little bit older than what my age. And I'm dealing with older women, that's like 3 years older than me. I'm going to these spots where you can, to the bar, I'm dancing. I fit right in. I didn't do it every day. I didn't do it every weekend. But at times it was like recreational. So I left the cigarettes alone. I left the weed alone. And I continued to drink. And sometimes I think about this, like, this could have been the start of my addiction. Some people may say this was the start of your addiction between the ages of 10 and 18. That was the start of your addiction. And this is part one. Part one, the start and the end of B. McFly addiction. Thanks for tuning in. Be ready for part two.